Hello, how are you? Welcome to a new video of the Abbey in its most agentic version. Today we are going to tell you how the project was conceived, the origins of the game, and what we are going to do in this new stage. But I won't keep you any longer. Let's start. It's been so long that I can't even remember when it all started. A few crazy people launched a project to create an AI that would solve the game, the Crimean Abbey. We called the project AbadIA, which at the time seemed like a good idea, and the world hadn't yet become saturated with projects involving AI or IA, artificial intelligence in Spanish. Projects using reinforcement learning were beginning to proliferate. OpenAI, when it was still a nonprofit entity with the goal of saving humanity from the dangers of AI, first started creating environments for game simulations and applying RL. They called them Open Gens, and there were quite a few, especially old arcade games from Atari. This was a significant leap. Suddenly, the interface was standardized so that agents knew how to interact with AI. These AIs were the first embryonic versions of current agents. They used ML, deep learning, MCTS, and everything that made sense at the time. As a curiosity, one of the first things we did was create a gym for AbadIA. Suddenly, we could test innovations in RL with almost no effort. The other major company that was making significant progress with RL was DeepMind, now Google DeepMind. I won't deny that much of the influence and inspiration for the project came from projects like AlphaZero or MuZero. If Go was a complex game, or the Abbey of Crime was much more so. During the AbadIA World Tour, I've spoken about it in many talks around the world. It's probably one of the most difficult games ever developed, and AI systems will likely need to improve greatly before they can solve it. I remain convinced that few humans, without additional information about the game, can beat it. For me, this will be one of my tests to know when AGI/SSI has been achieved. Little by little, we were making progress and achieving some objectives that were still far from solving the game, until COVID-19 arrived and everything suddenly changed. The AbadIA World Tour was suspended, along with a good part of the motivations that drove us to develop all ours. We stopped receiving input, congratulations, glory, and all the associated endorphins. It made us rethink many things, like maybe giving 44 talks and traveling 160,000 kilometers a year was a bit extreme, especially when you start to value many other small things we had abandoned. And the end of the world during COVID-19 moments didn't help us appreciate them much. But I'm not here to tell more stories, but to announce that, as could be expected, we're back at it. And with so many advances in AI, generative AI, and agents, we had to create an agentic version. And so AbadIA NG was born. With everything learned previously, which was a lot, and all the progress made and used in other projects, we had to release a new version of the project. We are going to do it practically from scratch, only using the C++ version, to which we will include a REST server with the game's API, and everything else will be from zero. The technologies we are going to use are not a surprise. We will create an MCP server for the game and several specialized agents with the Google ADK framework. There will be more technologies for short and long-term memory, graphs, and almost anything that is published and helps us to progress and test. And as always, it will be gradually and enjoying each commit. This time, with the help of generative AI, we will try to communicate more.